All right, let's take a look at QQQ, the NASDAQ ETF. And I like looking at QQQ just because I think it's one of the hottest ETFs next to SPY. SPY has more dollar volume moving in it than QQQ currently, but not by that much. The volume is very similar to QQQ, but SPY is priced higher, so there's slightly more liquidity, more money moving in SPY than QQQ, but QQQ has been catching up. And I like looking at QQQ because it's some of the biggest tech names, and everyone likes all those growth stocks on the QQQ. You know, Zoom Video, Apple, Tesla, Microsoft. I know most of them are on the S&P 500 as well, but QQQ is a little more. There's only 100 stocks in it to my knowledge. NASDAQ 100 compared to S&P 500's 500 stocks. So there's a big difference there in terms of the weight that these tech giants have in the fund. And you get more exposure to other growth stocks that you don't get on the S&P 500, such as Zoom Video, for example. Okay, so let's take a look at QQQ. There was a dip today, further pullback, but it was fairly high volume, which suggests there's a decent amount of buying pressure on the downside. But at the same time, increasing bear volume sometimes isn't good, especially if we get even more volume tomorrow and then it's showing even more fear and panic. What the bulls want to see is for today's low to hold 358.46. If the bulls can hold that, then we might do a rebound to upwards of that red line, 4-day moving average in the short term. If the bulls are unable to hold today's low, then we would be looking towards that middle daily Bollinger Band and this last support level over here, 354.42. A break of this support level would be a little bit concerning in the shorter term because that's the last daily higher low, where you see it's been on a high daily higher low, higher high pattern for a while. We got a low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Basically, keep higher lows and higher highs, and if we broke that, then things could change. Right now, it's looking fairly healthy consolidation. Big money buying the dip, a little bit of a lower wick of buying the dip. But it did close below our red line. It did close below the green line as well. And it hasn't since all the way back on June 3rd. But otherwise, it's been riding those moving averages. So closing below it is a little bit of a red flag in the short term over here. Weekly chart, we're getting an indecision candlestick right now. Probably going to end up being higher volume than the last 2 weeks or last several weeks because we're going to factor in Friday's volume tomorrow into this weekly candle, and that could suggest that we are due for some consolidation, as it is overbought on the weekly time frame and was overbought on the daily time frame, but now we're getting a cool off over there and is overbought on the monthly time frame as well. So it's a little bit overextended, but there's no real big red flags right now. What you want to do sometimes, you want to take a look into the big names and see how they're performing. And Apple, definitely quite overextended. Got quite close to this resistance area that I was looking at. And I looked at it before, and I said I was looking around 155. It's 150. I said that a while back on my Instagram. So it's getting very close to that resistance area. It might push all the way there before it pulls back. But we are getting quite high volume. There was a little bit of a volume spike yesterday. Indecision candlestick today. Some selling pressure today. But still riding that 4-day moving average. So still looks strong overall Apple. But it is overextended on most time frames. Now it's starting to get overbought on the weekly time frame. But it has gotten a lot more overbought on the weekly time frames before. So that alone is not a sell signal. And we just got a bullish MACD cross on the weekly not too long ago. And that's the first one since all the way back in May 2020. That's the first clear bullish MACD cross all the way back since May 2020. So if we do pull back, I think that's what it just might be, a pullback, temporary pullback before even moving. Consolidating, that's what the bulls want to see. Consolidate healthy on the weekly around this area and then break above this resistance line. Hold that as a support and break above it. That's what the bulls want to see. No real eminent red flags over here on Apple. Amazon, on the other hand, trying to do a double bottom off of this support area. Some other stocks did break that support, such as NVDA broke it, and now you had a little bit of a double top like I was talking about. I was expecting a break. I wasn't expecting this much of a sell-off today, but it did drop further than I was anticipating. If it does gap down, could probably do a little bit of a rebound tomorrow towards the red line or towards that 20 EMA. Tesla hasn't broken to lower lows, trying to set a higher low compared to this support level over here. Microsoft, no red flags here at all, no volume spikes on the upside. Continue higher lows, higher highs, holding that 8-day and that 4-day moving average. Looks good overall, overextended, but nothing that really says to sell Microsoft right now. Google, mostly in that same boat. The bulls are just running with these big tech names. Other than Amazon, seeing some selling pressure, but this could just be a buying opportunity because this was a major breakout on Amazon. And if you could buy around this level, this previous resistance level would tend to become support. If you could buy around that level, it could probably be a good buy area for further upside towards 4,000 on Amazon. If it ends up breaking below that level and then making it a resistance again, then that would be a red flag. But right now, no real eminent red flags on the big tech names. Might be a good opportunity to pick up some Facebook, faked out below the low, lower wick of buying the dip. Higher volume spiked in the last couple weeks. Could be a good time to pick up some Facebook. Overall, big tech names look good, and that means the QQQ overall looks good. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Please press that like button and check out my site, 10baggerstocks.com, and follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of info there at 10baggerstocks on Instagram. Thanks.